Hello everyone and welcome to Bhanzu Classes. I hope all of you are doing wonderful and are super duper excited for today's session. So as you remember, in the previous session we had started with a new chapter, Lines and Angles, and we have talked about the basic concepts of geometry which are very important in each and every concept of geometry, right? So today we are going to move ahead and talk about related angles. In the previous session, we had already talked about what is an angle, what are the different types of angles. So, which type of related angles are we going to discuss? Stay tuned to the session. But before that, let's have a quick recall on what all we had discussed in the previous session. We had talked about a point which determines a location, a line segment which has two endpoints, a line which keeps on going endlessly on both the sides, a ray which has one fixed endpoint and on the other side it keeps on going endlessly. An angle which is made up of two rays, and different types of angles which we had discussed according to the measure of angle, right? So today in related angles concept, what are we going to cover is what are complementary angles and what are supplementary angles. So let's talk about these related angles in detail in the session today, and here we start with complementary angles. So what are complementary angles? Let's have a look at it. So complementary angles are the angles whose measure is equal to 90 degree. That if you add the two angles, the sum of measure is 90 degree, and each angle is said to be the complement of the other angle. Like here you can see one is 50 degree, the other is 40 degree. So what is 50 plus 40 degree? Yes, it's 90 degree. So what do we get over here? We get it as a pair of complementary angles. But is this the only complementary angle we have? No, we have more such pairs, like we can take 70 degree and 20 degree, because if you add these two angles, what do you get the pair of angles as? 90 degree. Got it? And if we have 85 and 5 degree, then also we get it as 90 degree. So there can be more such examples, right? If you have 30 degree and 60 degree, this is also an example of complementary angle. So like this we can have more such pairs whose sum of measure would be equal to 90 degrees. Got it, everybody? Now let's move ahead and see that did you know about that if they are added, they would be getting as 90 degree, right? So moving ahead, what about 45 degree and 45 degree? If you add these two angles, what do we get? Yes, we get 90 degree, right? That means this is also a pair of complementary angles. So 45 degree is the only equal acute angle that is complement to each other. There are no obtuse angles which are complement to each other, and neither we have right angles which are complement to each other. But how can we say that? What's the proof of it? Let's have a look at it, because in the previous session we had talked about that obtuse angles are the angles whose measure lies between greater than 90 degree and less than 180. If one of the angles is greater than 90 degree, how can we have its complement? Because complementary angles are the angles which are added, the sum of whose measure is 90 degree, right? And why don't we have right angles as complement to each other? Because each right angle is 90 degree only. So if I would add 90 degree and 90 degree, we would get 180 degree, which is not a pair of complementary angles. So if we talk about equal acute angles, it's only 45 degree that is complement to each other, right? But if we talk about other acute angles, then they are complement to other acute angle, like 30 degree is the complement of 60 degree. But for only equal acute angle, it's just 45 degree, which is the answer to it. Right? Let's move ahead and solve few questions for complementary angles now. Which pairs of following angles are complementary? Like the first one, if you see, it's 70 degree and 20 degree. What do we get when we add? Yes, we get it as 90 degree. So therefore, they are complementary angles. But if you see the other pair over here, it's 52 degree and 48 degree. So if I add them, I get 100 degree. So is it a pair of complementary angles? No ma'am, they are not complementary angles because the sum of measure exceeds 90 degree. It should always be equal to 90 degrees. Right? Let's do more practice on complementary angles now. We are already given with two angles and we need to find the complement of each of the following angles. So what do we do over here? One angle is 41 degree. So what would be its complement? Subtracted by 90 degree to get the complement of it. So what is 90 degree minus 41 degree? It's 49 degrees. So the complement of 41 degree is 49 degrees, right? And if you see the other pair, it's 65 degree. So what would be its complement? 90 degree minus 65 degree, which is going to give us 25 degree, right? So that's the complement of 65 degree. Right? So this is how we find the complement of the given angles, right? So complement is that if you add the complement to the given angle, you should get 90 degree. So that's why we are subtracting the given angle by 90 degree to get its complement. So moving ahead to supplementary angles now. So sum of measures of two angles is 180 degree. That is when they are called supplement of each other. Like here we have example of 120 degree and 60 degree. So if you add them, what do you get? You will be getting 180 degree. So like how in complementary angles, sum of measures of two angles was 90 degree. Here it is 180 degrees. Got it? Great. So moving ahead, did you know two acute angles cannot be supplement to each other? Why? Because if you add them, you do not get 180 degree. Two obtuse angles cannot be supplement to each other because they would be exceeding 180 degree in few cases, right? In every case also. Two right angles can be supplement to each other? Yes. What is the measure of right angle? It's 90 degree. So what is 90 degree plus 90 degree? We get it as 180 degree. So therefore, they are supplement to each other. But obtuse angles are not supplement to each other. Acute angles are not supplement to each other because the sum of measure exceeds 180 degree in obtuse angles, and in acute angles it does not come out to be 180 degree. Right? So now let's solve a question based on supplementary angles. Again the angles are given and we need to find its supplement of it, right? So let's see. We have 180 degree as the sum. So if the given angle is 55 degrees, so what do we get? We get the supplement as 125 degrees. Right? And if one of the angles is 110 degree, so its supplement would be 180 minus 110, that is 70 degrees. Right? So this is the supplement of each other, and this is how we present our steps. Got it everybody? So till now we have covered what are complementary angles and what are supplementary angles. So now let's summarize what all we discussed. Complementary angles, the sum of whose measure is 90 degree, and supplementary angles, the sum of whose measures is 180 degree. So this was all about complementary angles and supplementary angles. Stay tuned to the next class till we meet next, and by the time, keep practicing, keep exploring and spark your curiosity. Bye-bye.